Alright, we're back with another stream. It's gonna be a little bit, like, unusual, but I think this is gonna be pretty fun, actually. So recently I've been watching a lot of Northernlion. He's been doing some Reddit Am I the Asshole chat court, I think. That's a really fun idea. Now, I'm not sure if I'm so into the Am I the Asshole stuff, but what I am very into is the R Too Afraid to Ask subreddit. And it is my duty as a streamer and a candid human being to go through these questions and answer them honestly to the best of my ability. If/when I get bored, I'll find something else to do. Hopefully. Or I'll just, like, click the end stream button. But for now, let's get this shit started. Dude, I got the Mario Galaxy OST. Wait, before I actually start with this, I want to make sure that it's a little, like, safe for copyright. Do I need to play this on, like, 2x speed or something? Or do we need to find royalty-free, chill music? Yeah, that might be safer. Royalty-free, chill music. Lo-fi chilled beats. 12 hours of DMCA-free copyright music for Twitch streamers. Yeah, that sounds pretty good. What the heck? Oh, this is obnoxious. This sounds like a ukulele beat. Just... Better. Okay, passable. I'm not even sure if this is going to be audible over my voice. But, you know. If you're coming here for this music instead of my voice, then I think you're in the wrong place. Anyway, I've looked through a couple of these. Just because, like, I just discovered this subreddit today. Looks pretty interesting. I'm going to go down the list. I'm going top this month. Let's get to it. Unfortunately, right off the bat, there's one that I really don't have any insight into. Why does everyone write ages the wrong way on Reddit? I don't know. Because they're mostly illiterate? Life is mostly doing things you don't want to do until you die. Okay. This person is a member of the R antinatalism community. How do most people like deal? I work 12-hour days, I wake up early, I work with strangers, I go home, I pay for gas, I drive, cook, clean, do dishes, brush my teeth, do laundry, and then on my days off, I do chores, visits, appointments, etc. And when I finally have time to myself, I just don't want to do anything. Okay. Okay. So it looks like my sentiment about the, like, overwhelming amount of kind of depressing, nihilistic posts is not only my own. I think this is more reflective of the outlook of this person rather than, the average Joe. Now, I don't have any data to support that, but, you know, considering that most people on the planet right now haven't... How do I say this? Self-yote. I assume that this conclusion must be incorrect. Why is it when 9/11 happened, America did massive changes to the airline business to prevent it from happening again, but when shootings happen, nothing is done? Okay. Well, for one, I'm not aware of any changes America did to airline business. They did changes to, like, airport security and, like, flight policy, but I don't think they made the businesses do anything. But that's, like, pedantry. I don't fucking care about that. But when shootings happen, nothing is done. Yeah, so this reflects a perspective on, like, government change where you can just, like, flip a switch and have an issue disappear. And that's not reality. shootings happen and things are done. That is true. Maybe not, you know, to the extent that you want them to happen. Also, this music, I have to skip the song because it's gonna turn my brain into jelly. Wow, I just don't like this, actually. Royalty-free copyright. Apparently some of these things just straight up lie to you. Okay. When shootings happen, nothing is done. Yeah. As I was saying, things do happen when shootings happen. And just... I have no filter this stream. This is pure prefrontal cortex to mouth expulsion right now. That, like, 9/11 was a bigger deal for most Americans than, like, shootings. You know, it represented a threat to national security. Whereas shootings, while undeniably tragic and unfortunate, at least in the modern day, from my experience as an American, affect the average person less than, like, a foreign terrorist attack. Why do men take so long to shit? I think you are begging the question. I don't think men take so long to shit. Why is lobbying legal? Isn't it something damageable for democracy since rich people / corporation can basically decide to not pass a law that's wanted by a majority just by paying? How is it not considered corruption? So I want to see if this person has like a more kind of nuanced... Nope. Okay. So why is lobbying legal? Because the Supreme Court has decided that it is. Arguably, the absence of lobbying could actually be more harmful to democracy than the presence of lobbying. And also, just because something is, like, anti-democratic doesn't mean that we don't have it in the United States, e.g. Electoral College. Next. Is our government really gonna just ignore 4 mass shootings in one weekend? Depends on what you mean by ignore. I anticipate that, well, this was 26 days ago, there has been legislation passed on both state and federal levels regarding the shootings. Nothing insane. There are gonna be more mass shootings, of course, it's America. But it's not like nothing happened. It might feel that way because, like, all of the regulational changes that got passed are boring and not gonna be reported on. But no. There is gradual incremental progress. I'm not saying it's enough. I'm just saying there is, like, progress. My girlfriend has gained weight and I am losing attractiveness to her. What do I do? First of all, what does this mean? Losing... That makes it sound like she is becoming less attractive, or becoming less attracted to you. Which I don't think is going to be the intent of, you know, of the author. Here, just... all I'm gonna say about this, as my... Oh, fuck. Wait. No, we're fine. I think the stream window looks pretty decent right now. As somebody who's never been in a long-term relationship, I will give my professional advice to you and say, if the one factor changing... No, if weight change is the one factor that will absolutely annihilate your relationship, then this is not a healthy relationship to be in necessarily. If that's all it takes to just, like, snip the attraction. But then, like, it's your life. I don't really know what to tell. Does anyone feel grossed out by how many humans there are? No. Literally nobody in the world. At least not when thinking about the pure number of humans. Roaming the earth, taking 8 billion poops a day, eating 8 billion meals, and using so many resources, it just really grosses me out. There's too many people on this planet. This post was written by Thanos. No, it's the cons of breathing. I do not want anyone currently living to die. I just wish capitalism wasn't a thing. And I just wish that people would stop pushing out so many babies. I'm not going to comment on that. How to tell my girl that she looks worse with makeup. I think you look worse with makeup. Next question. Is it true that men are only friends with women because at one point they want to sleep with the woman? No. You're just gonna have to take my word for take my word for it. What the? Take my word for it? What the heck? Because you can always like come up with a conspiracy. Oh, you're just saying that beta incel sim. But no, like normal people don't enter into like a platonic relationship with a person of the opposite gender because they're looking for sex exclusively, you know. Does anyone find skinny and small boobs attractive? Not reading that one on stream. How many people who work full-time their whole lives not fucking miserable? I think I misread that. In fact, I'm certain I misread that. I don't know. They, like, find enjoyment in aspects of their life? Maybe? Perhaps? Just a thought. And probably a lot of them are. I don't really know what to tell you. Like, these are questions that are impossible to answer. Why is it so uncommon to see older women in relationships with younger men compared to the opposite? This is, like, actually a pretty compelling question. Now, I don't know about, like, the sociological background of why dating in the world right now is the way it is, but it's societally seen as, like, valuable for men to date young, and women not so much. I don't really know what to tell you. Like, it really is just the way it is. Just this wave of very gradual long-term social changes has led up to this way, this situation. And it's being deconstructed now, which I think is a good thing. But yeah, answer your question, it is what it is. How do I not let myself slip into inceldom? Good question. I actually, well, I've read this post, so I guess I can't really say that these are 100% original thoughts, but I've done research on this for a long-term school project in my senior year. Basically, the number one thing you want to do is, like, make a lot of friends. Men, women, expand your circles, challenge your perspectives, get out in public. If you know, not advice people probably want to hear, but that's what it needs to do. When a spouse cheats, why are so many people angry at the other person as opposed to their SO? True! Oh my god. This is absolutely true. Now, I've never been cheated on, and I've never cheated. So I guess I can't really 100% empathize in this situation, but, like, I guess probably because it's, like, hard for people to get angry at their significant other. They're looking for, like, a scapegoat to blame the situation on, but who knows. This one I already liked because this is absolutely based as fuck. People who shower only in the morning, aren't you feeling weird going to bed with a day-long layer of sweat and dust on your body? Aren't you? Don't you? This is a great question. This is a great question. And the top voted reply is that, oh, showering at night screws up my hair. Okay, I'm just gonna cake myself in, like, sediment and sweat and fucking bodily fluids. It's disgusting. Morning showers, exclusive morning showers, gross. Disgusting. Do you ever look at your significant other doing mundane things and think to yourself how sexy they are and how lucky you are? This is a dude who is down bad. Is it wrong to be upset my fiance wants an open relationship? No, I don't think it's wrong to be upset about anything. I think it's probably wrong to change your behavior in some ways, but, you know, I don't think feeling any certain way is necessarily a wrong thing. Do you guys like hearing girls moan during sex? Next question. Do you ever just non-sexually touch your genitals when bored? Next question. Why is it okay for non-white people to cosplay white characters, but the opposite is a huge problem? I don't think I have the requisite information to talk about this. There is a double standard here. If they're talking about blackface, that's like a historically racist tool of entertainment for, like, white people to use to imitate simplified caricatures of black stereotypes. But, like, cosplaying black characters sans white or blackface. This is one of the things that's only come to develop over the last decade. It's just so in the weeds and minute, and like people are getting shot in the United States. Look, if people get mad at you because you do a cosplay of a black character but you're not in blackface, that's their problem. Next question. How does an artist like Lizzo work out and perform as much as he does but doesn't lose weight? I don't know. My mom keeps telling me that I should... Oh my god. My mom keeps telling me I should never tell my boyfriend that I was SA'd because he won't like me. Is this really true? If that, once again, if that's all it takes to ruin the relationship, not a healthy relationship. Can you get... What the fuck? Can you get someone charged for farting in your sandwiches? Probably, especially if they, like, work in a restaurant. What the fuck? Fart into the sandwich multiple times after arguments. Okay. What the hell? Alright. Next question. I just don't know what to say about this. Also, law and government? I mean, yeah, I guess it's a fair question. Definitely if they're, like, working at a restaurant, you can. You could probably, like, make a bioterrorism claim or something. Is it okay to want a housewife? Yes, it's okay to want anything. Or feel any way, in my opinion. How do I shop for groceries? You know, I'm kind of just like... I'm not saying I'm necessarily the most equipped person in the world for, like, day-to-day real-life navigation, but come on. You're 19... You don't know how to shop? I mean, like, I don't want to be mean about it, but this is, like, kind of tragic. So in a lot of these situations where you have to go into, like, a real-world situation for the first time. This is coming from someone who's 17, just on the cusp of adulthood. So I've gone through a lot of this recently. If you're, like, doing something, quote, like, real world for the first time, usually it's, like, super intuitive, actually, because generally, people don't want other people to be confused about how to, like, use a utility or how to shop. So if you go to shop for groceries, for example, you know, there's going to be signs everywhere outlining where the aisles are. Just pick up a cart, go around the store, put shit in the cart. If they have self-checkout and you feel more comfortable there, do it. As long as you have, like... I'm sorry, I got distracted from this shit up here. You know, if they have self-checkout, you can go ahead and do that if you're more comfortable. But if you want, like, extra help or face-to-face interaction, you could always go to just, like, the checkout line, do it there. Yeah, just, like, actually go to the store. And give it a shot. It'll work itself out. What can I buy my wife for $16? The real answer is 16 $1 Steam games on G2A.com. Got sick after our honeymoon and it's been tough. Sob story, worst situations. Oh, this is actually sad as fuck. Yeah, that... I don't know your situation. I'm sure that she'll enjoy anything you get for her, seriously. Do women find men's butts attractive? I actually looked at this one. I assume so. People who have kids with special needs, do you have any regrets? I don't know if you know this. I don't have any kids, period. Much less with special needs, so. How do I tell my girlfriend to stop hitting me? Stop hitting me. I'm a straight man. However, I find it easier to hang out with and speak with gay men. Without sounding stupid, is there a term for this? Yeah, okay? This is because gay men, oftentimes, like, express themselves in a more feminine way, and it's more socially acceptable for people to behave in, like, a feminine way and be friendly. Whereas with straight men, it's often, like, super toxic, competitive, interactions and bullying. It just is what it is. Do couples really kiss after getting up in the morning? Maybe. Probably depends based on the couple. Dads of Reddit. Why do you act differently to your daughters once they hit puberty? Because, like, their situation is different. You know? You probably act differently to your sons once they hit puberty, too. They should, at least, considering, you know, there's a lot of bodily changes coming in. Now, I kind of understand, like, there's a subtext of this post, you know. I'm just gonna read it. I never said aloud. Distancing themselves from their daughters after they hit puberty. I don't know, maybe it's because it's, like, separated from their life experience. Is it bad to set a boundary? I do not want a female friend to stay overnight at this house. Maybe. That could be really cringe. Like, that could be very strange. But I'm not opening this. It has the NSFW tag. I don't want to expose that stuff on my stream, so... You know, Sherlock's in chat. Go ahead, look at this post if you want. I'm not touching it. Same with this one. Okay, I'm not even doing that one. Can I bring Indian food to a black cookout? Maybe. Yeah, I don't know. I've been to like one black cookout before. I'm sure they'd be fine with it. I'd be fine if you brought Indian food to my cookout. How can the Buffalo shooter plead not guilty when he streamed his murders? I don't know anything about the situation, but I'm kind of interested. Okay. I see the letters N-I in conjunction, I leave. Simple as that. Does anyone want to just live their lives sleeping in a comfy bed, not caring about anything? I don't want to do that. Probably some people want to do that. I can't imagine that most people want to do that. But, like, I think everyone enjoys a comfy bed. I think everybody enjoys, like, not having stress in their life, but not caring about anything seems a little much. I like having things in my life to care about, but I don't know. To each their own. The apathy party too. Okay. So what I'm understanding from this post is that when he says, does anyone want to just live their lives sleeping in a comfy bed, not caring about anything? What they're actually saying is, does anyone want to live their whole lives sleeping in a comfy bed, not caring about anything? Which is absurd, of course. Am I wiping my ass wrong? Yeah, I don't want to read this out loud. I've heard bidets are effective. What is a polite way to tell someone that them screaming at their dog for barking is more annoying than their dog barking? I'm in this post and I don't like it. All I have to say about this is that sometimes a little dog screaming is warranted. I'm not saying get in your mutt's face and just go sicko mode right in their ear or anything, but you know, they are animals with lower brain function than humans. Sometimes they just need, like, to hear a loud noise. Also, polite way to tell someone that them screaming at their dog for barking is more annoying than their dog barking. Hey, when you scream at your dog, it's really annoying. Can you stop? Should there be a maximum age requirement for politicians, presidency, etc.? Before we go to, like, the should question, we should go to the could question. Like, would this be something that's constitutionally viable? It seems like it could be, like, a 14th Amendment violation. But, I don't know. You're able to put minimum age limits, so I guess if you could come up with a compelling reason why you would have a maximum age limit, then maybe. But then, you know, once you sort that out, you have to go to the should. And Yeah, it's probably not great to have senile people in office, but as long as there's like a degree of functionality, probably older people have more experience in the world, and especially in politics, more experience in the field. It's good to like have that wisdom in policymaking. But I don't know. What if I get hard at a nude beach? How do I actually know about the etiquette on this one? I think it's because, like, fucking I was looking up France and Spain trip shit. You cover that shit up. How can somebody be both non-binary and gay? I'm kind of curious about this, too. Ask the person in question. Good answer. Unironically, 10 out of 10, man. Awesome. Does any adult here get times where or when they cannot sleep because they are excited for something that's happening the next day? I used to have this happen to me when I was much younger. It doesn't really happen to me anymore. And I'm glad because sleep is really good. Yeah, I kind of want to see the comments on this. Excited, no sleeps. Nervous, no sleeps. Okay, bunch of Reddit doctors in the comment section. I mean, like, probably the night before your wedding or something. If you're not completely passed out from imbibing large amounts of alcohol, then you might feel that way. Gun owners always say they need that for protection, but protection against what exactly? In what scenario a handgun isn't enough? I feel like this is a straw man. In fact, it goes beyond feeling. This is definitely a straw man. Not to say I disagree with the sentiment of the post necessarily, but it's phrased in a way that really kind of is designed to yank out a specific answer that I don't think is what most people feel like. Assault rifles, sniper rifles, shotguns, and all sorts of instruments of war. It's a like good question. Why do gay guys sound gay? Cultural conditioning, I assume. And it's definitely like not all gay men, so it's just like one archetype of person. Listen, everyone's an individual. Everyone has their own brain. They can fucking shape themselves however they want. Why doesn't the media correct themselves when they are wrong? Like when they report an unarmed woman in Kansas City was shot by police when in fact the actual video confirms she pointed a gun at the police before they shot her. This requires background research, and I'm on reddit.com, so yeah. I'm not too keen on reading past the headline most of the time. Why do people who suggest sharing dishes at restaurants get offended when I tell them no, I want to eat my own? Because they're getting turned down for something. And a lot of times, at least for me, the very act of getting turned down can be off-putting. 8 out Ugh. Almost said that out loud. What happened to the woman who killed a cyclist in the UK by driving the wrong side of the road before fleeing back to the US? I don't know. I'm sure you can find that documentation somewhere. Why are a lot of feminists victim blaming Johnny Depp? I haven't seen a lot of this. I've seen people blaming Johnny Depp for abusing Amber Heard, and a lot of people blaming Amber Heard for abusing Johnny Depp. The true answer to this question is who gives a fuck? This is just like the lowest caliber of pedestrian drama that could ever exist. Like, this is, you know, it's just the lamp that attracts the moths of, like, the low IQ media consumers, the fucking Depp trial, but the real answer is I don't think anyone is doing this. A lot of these questions really just seem to be very loaded and kind of straw-manned up. I keep watching a streamer I don't particularly enjoy because I'm her only... It must be viewer. Is this stupid or should I keep going? Dog. What I would do in this situation is I would probably stop. Because, like, it's not... She'll get more viewers, especially if she has like the entertainment chops to do so. Just, you know. Oh. Oh, well, happy ending. Do you ever, or did you ever just write something down on your phone, in your phone or laptop's notepad to get something off your chest, even though you knew no one would read it? No. What I write in my note app on my phone is mostly schizophrenic scrawlings and also just notes. Yeah, I don't think I can read this shit on stream. It's very strange. I mostly write this at like 2 a.m. Yeah, maybe someday I'll show this off, but for now, this document, my note app, it's like a window into the inner machinations of my mind, and I'm not comfortable showing that shit off yet. Jesus Christ. It's literally like pure schizophrenic rambling. President Biden says the idea that an 18-year-old kid can buy assault weapons is wrong. What is your opinion? Good question. Good question. You're not, you know, priming the audience to think a certain way. Just asking, what is your opinion? Personally, I think that's very sus. I do not think it's good that an 18-year-old kid has access to assault weapons. However, I can understand why, from a constitutional and legal perspective, this could be allowed. I'm not knowledgeable enough in those fields to argue for it or against it. I just know that some people do. But in my opinion and in my experience, yeah, this is really not good. Why do smokers throw cigarette butts on the ground? They're lazy. Next question. Is it a deal breaker for a single 26-year-old guy to have 3 rescue cats? No. In fact, I'd imagine for a lot of people this is actually like a pretty positive indicator of your character. Why do straight horny men slut shame women? Because a lot of people are assholes. Should we just break up? Not reading this shit. But it's reddit.com, so yes, you should do it immediately. And probably get a restraining order as well. Would it be better to keep it a secret that I want to sleep with my guy best friend? If you think that revealing that secret can jeopardize the friendship, then maybe. Otherwise, like, if you can be upfront and mature about it, then don't see why that has to interfere with anything. Update post, not interested. Why do protesters block roads? Wouldn't that make people hate them and their causes even more? They do it to disrupt, like, public goings-on, which draws attention to their cause. For a lot of protests, I imagine that any publicity is good publicity. Just getting, like, the public spotlight on their cause probably does a lot for it. So, yeah. Why doesn't anyone care that the wealth of billionaires during the pandemic has more than doubled, while the world's most vulnerable populations have suffered and died? I think a lot of people care about that, including you, Bolshevik 76. Why is society so determined to not let people commit suicide? That's a pretty good question. Probably because, like, the government has a compelling interest in keeping its citizenry alive, and therefore doesn't really want to open up ways where they can turn that around. But from a moral perspective, I'm probably inclined to agree with this. You know. Whatever. Like, you can... if you're allowed to eat McDonald's, you should be able to yeet yourself in a safe and government taxable way. Why do US politicians justify laws based on Christianity when it is a country of free religion? I want to see some examples, because this is like the way he's described it up here. Yeah, I don't think this is legal. Justify laws based on Christianity when it is a country of free religion. Okay, so obviously they can't pass any laws unfairly favoring or disfavoring a religion. But that's not what this person is asking, I think. When you're making an argument for a law, you do it from a moral perspective. A lot of people's morals come from their religion, including politicians who, despite what the media may have you believe, are human. So, you know, kind of just how it is. Do you think showing images of the carnage of a mass shooting, especially involving children, would have an impact on the possibility of gun control laws being passed? You know, when I was taking driver's ed, I was played a video that was about 3 minutes long. It was a compilation of graphic car crashes with the hamster dance music playing in the background. And after that, I have been the most careful driver that the world has ever seen. So as long as they put the hamster dance OST in the background, I don't see how this could go wrong. Copium. Why is the sub name Too Afraid to Ask if people still get ridiculed for asking simple/controversial questions? Because the average person is not capable of separating their, like, typical societal biases from their interactions on this forum. Why do people force introverts into social situations to get them out of their comfort zone, but don't isolate extroverts to get them out of theirs? Okay. Again, leading question, in my opinion. Probably because, like, in the modern day, at least, social interaction is a really useful skill to have, whereas, like, being isolated for an extended period of time isn't really something people need to undergo. I'm introverted, okay? I can understand how this, like, fucking sucks to have imposed upon you by, you know, the frickin' extroverted hegemony or whatever. But, like, it's kind of good to learn how to interact with people. It's really helpful. What is a girl code that every girl should know about? Bro code? Girls friendship. I don't know. I'm kind of interested, though. You come together, you leave together. I think that's just a good policy to have for a lot of things. Why do people think that pizza is an unhealthy food choice? It's just literally a fancy shaped sandwich. Well, people think pizza is an unhealthy food choice because it has a lot of empty calories. Next question. I like the question, though. Why aren't assassinations against the rich and powerful more common in today's age, rife with guns and crime? Because there are a lot of protections for people who are now armed with guns. Edit for clarity, you deleted. Ugh. FBI agents reading this. It was just a question. I want to see the responses to this. I want to see if anyone's like, okay, yeah. Basically agreeing with me. So many guys use absolutely cringy, embarrassing sexual language as dirty talk. Watching porn. Watching a lot of porn. Is it okay to want a provider? I want a husband that has no other ambitions. Okay, wanting something. I think we've already gone over my opinions on this. Wanting something, in my opinion, is never a wrong thing. Only if you act in a bad way in response to it. What do you do after sex for cleanup? Next question. Is it okay for me to go to the hospital right now? Depends how liquid you are. Biracial daughter gets called fake black by the black people at her school. Help me understand. Not touching this one with a 10-foot pole. What surprised you most? Okay. Do men care if it pulls out dirty? Probably depends on the man. Don't want to talk about it any more than that. What do I need to do before meeting my Filipino boyfriend's family? Extremely white woman. Will be interrogated by about 20 women when I come to visit who will decide if our relationship is valid or not. Dude, he's in front of the council. I don't know. Whatever you do before an interview, do it before here. That would be my advice. Do you think Americans will ever wake up to the fact that their notions of culture war are a distraction from the class war? By you, Obi-Wan Shinobi. I think it's going to be difficult, but also, like, this is one of the most cringeworthy post titles I've ever seen in my life. By Obi-Wan Shinobi. I'm not saying it's wrong, necessarily. I don't know enough about it to say if it's right or wrong, but certainly one of the more Reddit-centric titles I've seen so far. Is it wrong to say that you prefer girls with light makeup as opposed to heavy makeup? Probably not. I mean, as long as you're not like, my light makeup queens are far superior to your heavy makeup bitches, or something like that. Like, as long as you say it in a respectful way, you can get away with saying a lot of shit, basically. How is every country in literally billions of dollars of debt? Why do they loan out amounts they don't have? Where does all the money come from? The money does not exist, and debt is an economic tool that is not necessarily negative. Was it wrong of me to glance at a girl's tits? I'm kind of curious on the context on this one. Oh, he's 15. Ooh. Ooh. Constant state of horny. Yeah, let's get out of here, I think. Is it just me, or is inflation making me not care about working anymore? I think that's a good question. I've definitely heard perspectives that would agree with that. Now, inflation, it's not like a straight line. It goes up and down, it fluctuates. But right now, yeah, everything is super inflated. Probably that does contribute to some worker apathy. But then again, I haven't worked in like a year. What you gonna do? Do girls automatically think ugly guys are creepy? Probably, like, to some extent. Yeah. Probably some girls think ugly people are creepy. I've heard a lot of perspectives from women in my life that say, especially at like a younger age, they find a lot of men creepy in general as well. And as to that, depends on how much Valorant they play. If cocaine is illegal, why does the case of Amber versus Johnny just casually talk about using? That's actually a good question. It's not illegal to have done cocaine. Fair enough. Do people who earn real doctorates get annoyed by celebrities receiving honorary Oh, this is juicy. This is juicy, dude. I want to get into this. I don't care. I have like 3 degrees in fields Reddit deems worthy, and I'd rather be working as a plumber. Holy shit. Mother of based. Dude. Just drive for Uber. I'm not gonna lie. Wait, no. I've actually talked about this with my friends before. I've played both offense and defense for this opinion. Now, Taylor Swift getting an honorary degree, Dr. Taylor Swift. On one hand, she hasn't gone through what I'd imagine is like some pretty rigorous schooling. But on the other hand, like, she's insanely fucking successful and makes, widely respected music. So, probably doing better than people who actually have legitimately earned the degree and produced nothing of merit. But on the other hand, I can totally sympathize with the people who've struggled through the system just to have, celebrity so-and-so come in, strut their way onto the stage, give a speech, and receive a diploma or whatever. Why did it take a pandemic to make school lunches free? I believe they were free before the pandemic in a lot of places. Why aren't school lunches always free? That's a good question. Probably like district budgetary limitations. Ignorance of the rules is not a defense. Telling a user a method to commit... Okay, that is not a question, that is a statement, and honestly, I'd probably agree with that. Yeah, I think that's a good one. Is it okay to wear lingerie for my husband that I've fucked other dudes in before I met him? Hopefully, probably. Why do people romanticize mental illness so much on TikTok? One, social media is mind poison. One of my favorite sentences on the planet, and I totally agree with it. I think it's super applicable in the modern world. Also on social media, and to an extent in real life, in my experience, once again, you know, I'm not making any, I'm not claiming any of what I'm saying is true. This is just what it feels like to me. But a lot of people kind of measure a part of their social value as their identity, you know. A lot of interactions happen based on identity. A lot of people form communities with their identity, and mental illness is a way to get like a crumb of special identity. Why do people romanticize it on TikTok? Because you get views and you feel special, and you get to like be in a community with other people who feel special based on a self-assigned characteristic. Now, it's quite possible that 100% of what I just said is wrong. Once again, just spitballing. Confidentiality in therapy is void if the counselor sees you as a threat to yourself or to others. How the heck can prospective school shooters seek help then? Immediate threat versus having thoughts about... Yeah, that's true. What are the benefits of being a man? Stronger and a lot of kind of broader social benefits. No, that's a bad answer because I'm literally just restating the question, okay? Physically, you're stronger. You also have an easier way of worming yourself into a lot of the existing, you know, parts of society that women have difficult times getting into. Especially like comp sci, a lot of kind of manual labor jobs are very male-centric. What you gonna do? Few questions about my first time. How does it work? Is someone still considered bisexual even if the same sex is not their first choice? They're much more into the opposite sex, but they're open to dating the same sex. Probably. I think so, considering there's like attraction towards both sexes. Why do people get so triggered by a person asking their significant other to lose weight? I kind of don't want to, you know, I can tell this person comes from a certain sphere of the internet just by the way he's phrased the question. And yeah, I said he instead of they because, like, come on. You know, to lose weight. Look, I don't know. It's because internet people, and a lot of people, and even me to an extent, want to insert themselves into other people's lives and have impacts on them and construct their world into the spitting image of what you would do in that situation. Just, like, release a little bit of control from your life. Let people in relationships act in ways they deem appropriate, because God knows they're more knowledgeable about it than you are. I don't know what to tell you. Why is it so hard to convince quote-unquote communists who never lived under communism that, well, it sucks? I'm kind of interested in reading where this goes. Speaking as someone who's lived under communism, same story goes for Americans who live in suburbs telling me that apartments are better, while I get 3 hours of sleep because apartments are shitty and you can hear every possible fart. That's kind of a funny question. I don't know. I found that, like, declaring yourself as a communist or a socialist correlates pretty highly with being really young, and young people are naive and stupid. I am young as well, just letting it be known. So, maybe that's part of it. How come you're a peach is a compliment, but your bananas is an insult? Why are we allowing... Okay, this is just a meme question. I'm not going to humor it. Why do algorithms keep getting me to watch Joe Rogan, Jordan Peterson, and right-wing commentary, etc., when I have no interest or affiliation with the stuff at all? Probably because from the content you've watched, other people have gravitated toward these fears. Also, I imagine that these people advertise a lot. I've gotten many PragerU ad, many a Dave Rubin ad in my life. You know, they spend a lot of dough on getting the message out there. What should I be doing when a woman sits on my face? Probably not a lot of things. How do we know personality disorders are disorders and not just personality types? Good question. Okay. Armchair psychologist. I took AP psychologist. Yeah, you can throw this shit. It needs to be distress or limit their ability to function in daily life, crippling anxiety, utter lack of empathy, paranoid delusions, dismissed as mere personality types. Like, that's true. But, like, some of this stuff, like, I remember learning about schizoid disorder or whatever. The one where you're kind of just apathetic and solitary. And I'm like, come on, like, just a lot of people are like that. Like, that's just a personality type. I don't know. A lot of the stuff in psychology, I'm about to drop a truth bomb. I think a lot of psychology is like, it's just pure observational theory crafting, you know? Just a bunch of psychos from college wanting to discover a new way to profile humanity or whatever. Come on. How do you know if somebody has autism or doesn't have autism? It's not really possible to know. How common is it really for women to lose respect for their male partner after he opened up to her emotionally? Okay, I'm gonna breach my usual kind of barrier towards, like, interfering with relationships. And I'm just gonna say, if you are in a relationship like described in the prompt, and after you open up emotionally, they lose respect for you, that shit needs to end right there. That, I promise you, hand over heart, shit's gonna end badly. Okay? That is just a recipe for disaster. If you are unable to, like, be emotionally vulnerable in a relationship, it will be hell. It will be hell for you. Am I a homophobe? Whenever I watch a movie with gay or lesbian leads and a steamy scene comes up, I can't make myself watch it. Somehow I feel creepy and low-key uncomfortable. No, I don't think being uncomfortable, at, like, homosexual sex scene makes you homophobic. I bet gay people get uncomfortable at straight sex scenes, too, you know? It's just kind of how you're biologically wired. Is it okay to get a guy flowers? Yes. Why is kink at Pride even debatable? Jacob was talking about this shit the other day. What does this even mean? Kink at Pride. What is Pride? Like, the concept of Pride? Kink at, like, including it into the LGBTQIAK? Like, that's absurd in my opinion. But, like, I don't know. What does this even mean? Oh, wait, close it. I don't want to leak anything. It's a public Oh, they're talking about, like, Pride demonstrations. Okay, well, I think there's a lot of good in having, like, Pride events be accessible to everybody of every age. Having kink there probably limits the accessibility to a lot of, like, younger people. It's kind of, you know, it doesn't look good from a media perspective if you allow it to be there when there are kids. But then on the other hand, you know, fucking, if you designate an event as, like, Pride and kink and the city approves it or whatever, then I don't know, that's fine. What does my girlfriend mean by got used to loving each other? This person is autistic. Next question. Why do we have to wake up early and work jobs we hate and do so many things we don't want to do, all because society says we have to? I mean, because initiating broad social change is... I was gonna say it's really hard, but basically it's impossible. Like at the drop of a hat. I imagine that over the next couple centuries, the, you know, time when work starts is going to move, because we're not on that fucking 1800s robber baron factory time anymore. We can work from computers, and we're gonna see that, you know, waking up early makes people miserable a lot of the time and is not great for sleep schedules, especially of adolescents at school. But yeah, this stuff is fluid but happens super slowly. Understand how the world works, but still, why is it the way it is? It's literally just like fucking chaos theory. It's just a combination of everything that's ever happened ever leading up to the way the world is today. I don't know what to tell you. Why are only rich white countries blamed for being racist and not rich Asian ones? What? I've heard a lot of Asian countries be blamed for being racist, you know? Why is I want to have money to be alive considered a bad answer to the why do you want to work here question in a job interview? Okay, it's just like a college application. I hate to be cynical about this, but they're really like looking for you to suck the company's penis on that one. They're looking for you to give it like the full like deep throat, you know. You'd better talk to that thing like you're you better talk to the interviewer like you're proposing for a wedding or something. Like this shit, you have to be very delicate. I've been rejected from an interview where I answered the why do you want to work here question in a similar manner to this. And then I took another interview at a different place. I sucked the company's dick. I sucked it hard. And I landed it easily. Is cheating really that common? I don't know. How is the separation of powers maintained if judges can be politically partisan and effectively an extension of the executive? So ideally, in order to get a judge on the Supreme Court, nominated by a president, confirmed by the Senate, ideally, like, that whole process would give it plenty of time to be bipartisanly approved. Now, that's getting harder in the modern day, of course, with hyperpartisanship on the rise, etc., etc. But still, I'd argue that there are enough safeguards where people like, you know, Kentai Jackson, or whatever her name is, who is looked down upon by a lot of the court, or a lot of the Senate, and, you know, they can still get approved. Also, like, judges are people, they have political opinions. Why do Christians oppose welfare, even though Jesus said give to the poor? I don't know, I'd imagine they'd say that welfare has problems. I'm sure you're all tired. Okay, I don't care. Not reading that on stream. Why are people with one black parent and one white parent simply referred to as being black? Because their skin is slightly brown. And that's just the way society is structured. Can someone walk me through the logistics of just exactly how the government would, quote, take your guns? It's a pretty good question. But this is LARPing. I'm not gonna engage with that. Should I break up with my girlfriend before or after prom? Yeah, I would... If you're gonna do it before or after prom, you should give it, like, a pretty big grace period on either end. Just as, like, a courtesy so you don't fucking shatter her, you know? If I was taken to prom and then on the car ride back, my SO said, I think we should see other people, you know? I would be pretty fucking devastated. Do you ever think about how awesome humanity, its achievements, and society would be if our leaders would put their effort into the well-being of our society instead of their own interest or plain evilness? I think a lot of people do that already. Now, there are a lot of people on the other end who are self-centered, who are evil, potentially, could be said. But I really do think that a lot of people are over-cynical about the, like, makeup of our world leaders. What good do the awards do? Okay. Why is height attractive? I don't know. Dude, there's so many questions on this freaking website about, why does beauty standard X exist? And I'm like, I don't know. It's like the culmination of every societal change dating back for like 800 years or something. I don't know. Who knows? Who knows? All I know is that if you call a guy a short king, he will flip his lid, and that is funny as fuck. Should I ask my boyfriend if he has ever slept with his female best friend? I don't know. Can men and women really be platonic friends even with a sexual past? I think I could do that. I don't know if the average person can do that. Maybe, possibly, probably. Do y'all reuse towels? Yes. What is something you firmly believe but can't discuss it in public, or some people could think you're crazy? I mean, I think I talked about it on the stream earlier. My opinions on accessible euthanasia are probably a little controversial. It's also not the thing I'd imagine would come up very much in, like, normal conversation, so, you know, what you gonna do? I'm kind of curious to see what the Reddit hive mind thinks about this. Also, I'm gonna get water. I'll be right back. All right. Back to business. Okay, wait, never mind. The window is shining a beam of sunlight right into my eyes. I need to fix the curtains on this thing. And vámonos! Our consciousness just comes from how the atoms are arranged to make neurons forming a particular pattern in our brain. Over the barely comprehensible timeline of the universe, there is a small, but non-zero chance that this arrangement, or one that's close enough to preserve the outcome, could be repeated one day so we could effectively live again, albeit in completely different circumstances with no memories of past lives. Hey, tell me you skim Ray Kurzweil without telling me you skim Ray Kurzweil. Also, this person 100% can make themselves ejaculate by just thinking. There are many theories on how consciousness has developed. That's definitely one of them. I'm not sure if it's a good one, but it's definitely one of them. A great deal of mental health and crazy people are suffering from long-term effects of living in this fucking crazy man-made stress factory we call work, live, die. And this is a worldwide issue. Stressing over incomes, bills, societal expectations, debt, and having to deal with a society that doesn't really care unless it's to or about them. We need to return to monkey in a lot of ways, IMO. Okay. In a lot of ways, I agree with this guy. It is pretty mentally taxing to live in, like, our modern society. It's also been mentally taxing to live in societies in the past. However, this dude did something that fucking drives me insane. Which is that he states his opinion, and then at the end, he throws in, you know, this little meme jab to soften the blow for anyone reading it, you know? Oh, he's just like memeing it up. He's just memeing it up. Like, come on. Don't Don't dumb down your opinions by throwing in a return to monkey, return to monkey. Just, like, say it from the chest. Death sentence is the easy way out. Arguable. There should be some requirements to be a parent. For instance, you must have blonde hair and blue eyes. I'm sorry, what the heck is this? Do women get horny filth around you ads? Or do they just get horny MILF in your area ads? Filth? What the filth? Okay. Can someone truly vanish in today's connected world? I'm sure it's possible. What is something literally every person on Earth agrees with? I don't think that exists. The mitochondria is the powerhouse of the cell. I have been proven wrong. Take your updo, kind sir. Jesus. Pooping out of your pee hole is a problem? Yeah, I think we should get off that post. Do you think we'd be in a better place had Bernie become president? I don't know. Would we be in a better place if humans had wings and Superman laser eye vision and we all had brains capable of processing all of the information that mankind has ever encountered at once? I don't know. Maybe. Just, like, write a fiction novel or something. I don't know. I am from South Asia. I live in a poor country. Our leaders are tyrants and we have very little. Despite the unimaginable sorrows of our people, no one would ever imagine in their wildest dreams storming into a school and killing small children. Why do so many Americans shoot up schools? Oh yeah, me and my American boys, just doing our thing. Grabbing a bite, watching a movie, shooting up a school, playing some ball. Why is suicide considered bad? Because it's reflective of, like, extreme discomfort in somebody's life, and that makes a lot of people around them uncomfortable. I'd imagine it's probably a little more nuanced than that, but, you know, well, you know. Why do boomers hate research and looking up stuff? Why do, all users with the username ubluebari, like, going on internet forums and asking the most fucking brain-dead questions I've seen in my entire life? Do you ever weigh yourself pre- and post-dump? No. Why do mass shooters target elementary schools? Depends on the mass shooter. Delusions or fame-seeking. Are nipples inappropriate? No, not inherently. Do people get naked? What the fuck? I'm about to go on my first date with a boy. Any advice? Just don't be threatening. Either way, try to be very, like, polite on your first date. What do women get out of using a strap-on with a man? I don't know, sexual gratification? Probably. Why don't Americans understand that the shootings issue won't be solved with more guns, but with no guns? Because there's, like, research that suggests otherwise. But there's also research that suggests that this perspective is valuable. The research is all fucking all over the place because the data is so inconsistent. This is why talking about it from, you know, my perspective is absolutely correct, yours is garbage, is such a stupid thing when it comes to this issue. Why do people insult you and downvote you for saying China commits crimes against humanity? It probably depends on the person. Why do I never wake up full of energy? Maybe you're just not wired that way. People who cry about other people kink shaming and then proceed to shame them for being boring. Do you not see your own hypocrisy? I'm like in the weeds now. I think my brain is getting smoother by the minute here. Is it normal for a woman to watch gay porn? I think in the grand scheme of humanity, it's not normal to watch porn. That's a relatively recent development as we understand it today. Well, that's probably not true. I remember those, like, fucking weird jugs with the boobs on them that they were making in cave days. I don't know. Watch what you want. A couple major exceptions excluded, but are mobile users really the minority on Reddit? I doubt it. Why do people care if others are LGBT or not? Good question, but I'd imagine, like, a lot of it is religious. My nose is often stuffed and I just can't blow it out. It does not work because it's kind of thick, dry, and clingy. I have to pick it out And it's very annoying to have any boogers in my nose. Am I in the minority here, or do other people routinely pick their nose to clear it? I do sometimes. As long as I, like, clean up. If life is just go to wake up, go to work, go home for the next 40 years, what's the point of being alive? I don't think that's what life is, but maybe you have a different opinion than I do, Mr. Paid Shadow Legends, or Mrs., or non-binary-isses. What am I, as a male, supposed to do if I am falsely accused of rape? Oh boy. I don't know, like, take it up with the authorities. Construct a court case with a qualified lawyer, I don't know. If body shaming should not be tolerated, then why is rejecting a man over his height tolerated, but rejecting a woman for her weight is not? I don't know. I think there would be a lot of people who would be mad about both of these things and who would be accepting about both of these things. So, I don't know. How come people catch so much crap when they say they hate both political parties? Because because a lot of fucking Republicans are fucking soulless. So are Democrats, but come on, mostly Republicans. My dog bit a mouse one time and left the mouse with bad hind legs. I came back 10 minutes later and put it out of his misery. Is this the right choice? Well, oh no, I'm hurting an animal proceeds to fucking eat a double Whopper cheeseburger or something, you know? Who knows? Is it creepy to go up to girls you don't know in public to try to pick them up? Depends on the situation. You know, if you're at a club or whatever, knock yourself out. If you're, like, at the bank, or, I don't know, at a PTA meeting, it's probably not the best choice. Do you open people's fridges when you're visiting their house? Sometimes. Only if they, like, give me permission. How hard is it to quit opiates, narcotics, cold turkey? Essentially impossible. The vast majority of people cannot do it, at least how I understand it. Do other people... Wait a minute. Not reading that. How come that dogs, like pit bulls, are illegal in some parts of the US, but heavy weapons are not? Because there is no right to bear pit bulls in the Constitution, as far as I can tell. What the hell is Cool Whip? Cool Whip. I don't know. The title of this one, this is nuts, man. I'm gonna read this shit top to bottom. Am I crazy? Spouse of 13 years keeps insisting I am mentally Now, this is obviously not funny, but my sense of humor, which, to be clear, does not reflect my actual outlooks on issues, this just got it so good. Just, like, just getting... Something about this is like... Are you mentally compromised? How are you able to regulate breathing function while you sleep? Okay, I assume when I actually read this, it's gonna be... Oh, I saw the word... I saw the nog word in here. Oh my god, wait, no, I just read a section of this. Get me off this. This is disgusting. Okay, the title was kind of funny. The post itself... Eugenics policies, basically. Yeah. Based? No, wait, no. When I said based, I was not referring to eugenics. I was saying the comment that said eugenics is bad was based. To be clear, what is the difference between a $300 prostitute and a $6,000 one? Their price. Next question. How do you cope with nobody ever doing anything special or going out of their way for you? Carpe diem. Seize the day. Be your own guy. Make waves. Wait, let me consult my Jordan Peterson quote book. Clean your room. Something. I don't know. But really, just, like, if you're fucked socially, like I was for a period of time, you really just need to... You need to take that burden on your back, and you need to climb that ladder all the way to the damn top, man. That's what I did in my senior year. Worked out perfectly. How is... Okay, not reading that. Not because it's not interesting necessarily, but because I simply do not know the situation. Has anyone deleted all social media, and if so, has it helped your mental health and self-esteem? I'm sure people have, and I'm sure it has, but I'm sure it's also gone the other way sometimes, though more rarely. People who floss every day, is it true that it eventually stops bleeding every time you do it? Who cares? It bleeds like a tiny, tiny bit, and flossing is very good for your dental health. Dude, I'm a dental health enthusiast. I've literally, when I was young, I used to brush my teeth like once every 2 days. I'm in my life now doing that shit like 3 times a day. It's called, growing up, sweetheart. Look it up sometime. Why do some parents think they own their children? I see this often where I live, though it's mostly the mothers. I mean, they kind of do. Like, in some ways, they do. For some parents, they probably, like, power trip off of having control over, like, a whole other human being. For some parents, it's probably, like, culturally permissible to demand obedience from their kid. For some parents, they're just crazy. Look, I don't know. How can I ask my wife if she is still in love with me? Are you still in love with me? Next question. How is Batman the good guy while being the ultra-rich man that saves politicians who allows him to continue his hobby of beating poor people with minor offenses? Just what a great question. I mean, he's been portrayed as, like, morally ambiguous in the past. He doesn't always do what you've described him as doing. It depends on the situation. Is it okay? No, it's not okay. Is it okay to masturbate daily? Probably. 21 years to 35 years, how is life? I'm kind of curious about this one. Pretty sure depression is rotting me from the inside out, tainting my memories and making me incapable of creating new good ones, but I am alive. 35F, things are going pretty good, broke up, making plans for a barbecue. Work is good, great boss, manageable work, decent pay raise. It's good to hear. Uganda. Entirety of my 20s sucked. Married and divorced by 30s, because he wanted to sleep with his best friend. Why the fuck are we not taught salary negotiation in school, college, and what tips and tricks have you learned that work when trying to get more monies from prospective employers? First of all, very Reddit question to ask. Second of all, based, I agree with you. There should be, like, more home economics taught in schools. And third of all, like, I don't know how to explain it, but, like, probably teaching kids salary negotiation could be seen as audacious by, like, some school boards. It's just kind of a weird thing to do. It's a good thing to do. It's important. And I would like, if I had complete godlike control over the educational institutions of the United States, you know, I'd definitely put this in, but I don't know. I just don't think it fits in the public consciousness right now. Am I a douchebag for stealing food that would have otherwise been thrown out? No. Almost regardless of the circumstance, I think that is a no. Why are more people okay with Muslims being openly against homosexuality but not Christianity? Probably because a lot of Muslims are, like, from other countries and of different skin colors. Why don't women do mass shootings despite having access to guns? Good question. A lot of it, unfortunately, is biological. Men are jacked up on testosterone. Unless they play Valorant, in which case the estrogen will flow like the waves of a powerful ocean. It's also like a social thing. Men are lonely as fuck. And a lot of times feel hopeless and kind of incel-y. Or at least the ones who do shootings are. Basically those two things. Why do we not require driving tests again after the age of 60? I thought we did. Or I thought we had something like this. What makes cocaine so expensive compared to other drugs? I don't know. Guys who've gotten a vasectomy, have you ever regretted it? Hopefully not, considering they're reversible. Am I a bad boyfriend for thinking other girls are prettier than her? I don't think you're a bad anything for thinking anything. Anyone notice that the music that boomers like is super progressive? It's kind of true, though. Kind of true. But also, it, like, goes the other way, you know. My dad, little boomer energy there, super into country music. Depends on the person. Is there two sides of this war in Ukraine, or is Russia 100% wrong and Ukraine 100% right? It probably is like, yeah, probably the second one. At least that's how I understand it. It's just a war of nationalistic aggression on behalf of Russia. It's just a shit show. How long after eating pineapple? Oh, wait, no, never mind. I thought they were going to talk about aftertaste. They're not talking about aftertaste. They're talking about the taste after. Why do women generally drop hints towards guys they like instead of being straightforward? I don't know if that's true. Is it some sort of Stockholm syndrome that we have accepted to live under our political/filthy rich overlords? And they have allowed social shitholes like Facebook and Reddit so we new-gen slaves can vent and relieve our pent-up pressure of dissent so no revolution of significance comes up. Okay, Grandpa, let's get you back to bed, first of all. One of the best schizo posts I've seen in a while. It's kind of like the first episode of the Boondocks, you know, where Huey gets up on that stage, makes that show, makes that speech, everyone thinks he's cute as fuck. That's kind of what this guy's doing right here. It's like, oh, here's your updudes, here's your updudes. Yeah, maybe you have a point, maybe you don't. Just never mind, your avatar looks like an animal, so your opinion is null. When I go to sleep late after 12 p.m., I get extremely hungry and have to eat something before going to bed. It's not helping me with my diet. What should I do? Okay, if you ever have, like, a compulsion to eat food while you're not hungry, that's probably, like, a psychological problem. I don't know. I'd probably see, like, a health specialist. Or maybe just, like, eat more filling foods for dinner. Not touching this one. Is it okay to pause when having sex? Yeah. Do some guys date girls they are not attracted to? I'm sure that's... yeah, I'm sure it's been done, is being done, and will be done. Why do poor Americans on Reddit have a tendency to assume that everyone else but elites are struggling as hard as them? What? Is this a bad reason for a mom to be mad at a kid? This is marked NSFW, so I am reading this. Okay. Glad I did. Should I flirt with a nun? Yeah, probably not. Why do bullies get away with abuse, but the victim can get in trouble even for defending themselves? Yeah, the zero tolerance policy stuff is very stupid. But devil's advocate, the bullies are supposed to get in trouble too. Why is the fashion industry dominated by gay men? Probably because, like, gay men have historically had a pretty big presence there, and it's considered a socially acceptable field for them to go into. I don't know. Why does Jared Leto keep getting work? Because he's famous. Do you think homophobia will ever end in Africa? Short of, like, a fucking singularity Thanos snap that just poofs all the homophobia out of everyone's mind all at once, I don't think it'll ever go away, ever. Anywhere. Why do therapists automatically force you to go to an inpatient ward if you tell them you're suicidal? Probably because they don't want you killing yourself. Did Ukraine win Eurovision because of sympathy? Don't even know what that means. Do other people eat the melted cheese on food wrappers, containers, etc.? Yeah, sometimes. Is man a genderless term under some circumstances like manslaughter or spokesman? Yeah. Do women generally know when their nipples... I assume, considering they have these organs called eyes, that they are able to see that. Maybe. Do therapists have therapists of their own? Yep. I am afraid... I found Xiao's Reddit account. Okay. I'm afraid of women. How do I conquer this fear? I mean, the real answer is, like, join an interest group or a club or something that has women members, you'll gradually become accustomed to them. From there, make friends, and then bada bing, bada boom, you're fine. 90s/early 2000s movies were so campy and had amazing one-liners. Nowadays, you don't see that. Actually, in the past decade, they haven't made any movies that can compare. I wonder why. It's Morbin time. It's Berserkin time. I'm posting a comment. I don't usually post comments on Reddit, but I'm doing this shit right now. Say, it's Morbin time. I'm gonna get downvoted to hell. Send them at me. Send them at me. Why are so many black women bald? I don't think that's true. Should I be concerned if my boyfriend makes rape jokes? You know him better than I do. Maybe. Maybe not. Probably not. You know. Senses of humor are just fucked up. I've tried to change my sense of humor so many times because I don't like it. But it's stuck. So if that's what he finds funny, and he is like a good person, that's up to you to find out. If this actually is like a red flag, you know him infinitely better than I or any other fucking Reddit denizen know-it-all does. So make that judgment for yourself. A girl is very interested in me. I adore her personality, but is it bad that I'm not physically attracted to her? I don't think it's bad that you're not physically attracted to anything, probably. Does the world seem like it's going downhill really fast since 2000s? Depends on what metric you're looking at. In a lot of ways, the world is the best it's ever been. Why do I know about 20 white men who are married to Asian women, but only one white woman who is married to an Asian man? I don't know. You hang out around like a certain kind of person? Older people on Reddit. Will I regret not going to party/socializing when I'm older? Probably. But maybe not as much as people would have you believe. How is paying off accusers not seen as admission of guilt? Maybe not legally, but it seems to not even sway public opinion that much. Yeah, that's pretty fucked up. Is it actually normal in healthy families to feel comfortable being vulnerable with your parents and sharing private things? Yeah. I do that with my parents sometimes. Is agreeing to adult adoption disrespectful? What the heck? What is that? Like adopting an adult? I didn't even know you could do that. Chosen parents. Interesting. It might be disrespectful. Maybe. Depends on, like, what the reasons are. Who's on both ends of it. If someone is homophobic, racist, sexist, etc., and keeps those traits to themselves, why should I care? Based, but that's really hard to do. If you're, like, racist, sexist, homophobic, that shit's gonna leak into your behavior in some capacity. When and why have many people started spelling the word lose as loose? Loosey-goosey, first of all. Second of all, I do this to make people angry. That's just me, though. Why is it socially acceptable to comment on a girl's weight, but okay to comment how fat or skinny a guy is? I don't really know if that's a great thing to do. Are these insanely recurrent mass shootings hinting towards a problem that needs to be solved, or are we too arrogant to acknowledge that there's a problem? I'm pretty sure, like, everybody who is not completely lost and delusional acknowledges that there is a problem. The solution is where there is a dissent between sides. Why do vegetarian vegan restaurants have to be so pretentious? Okay, like, this question, obviously, very leading. I've been to, like, good vegetarian vegan restaurants, especially, like, Indian places, that are not pretentious, that are super welcoming with great food. That said, a lot of vegans have a superiority complex, which potentially is justified, you know, depending on your perspective on like animal consciousness and meat is murder and stuff. They could literally just be like morally better people, depending on your opinion. I don't know. It's just the vegan archetype. Will my laptop become heavier if I put more files on it? I'm actually, is this made, if it does, it is like by an absolutely like minuscule amount. Oh, hilarious. Not touching that one. Why did GOP vote against the formula thing? I am only vaguely aware of what this is, so I'm not going to comment. Why are lifted trucks always driven by douchebags? I think that's like a fucking Ouroboros situation. First of all, leading question, but it's Reddit. What you gonna do? Also, sorry, I got distracted by the next one. Yeah, I'd imagine, like, it's because people grew up seeing images of, like, masculinity or self-expression that they really liked. It involved those trucks, and they, like, grow themselves up to be those people. The new generation sees them, and then it just repeats itself. Why did the LGBTQ plus change to LGBTQIA plus? Wouldn't the plus in the first one also cover the I and the A? You know, I think we should just make it plus. We should just call this whole thing plus. Honestly, I'm LGBT and don't get either. Don't get it either. It seems like everyone wants to add as many letters to the main acronym as they can. Like K for kink. Like P. Ugh. Is it socially acceptable for me as a white guy to get a haircut at a black barbershop? Yes. I'm sure they will be happy to receive your money. Isn't it extremely counterproductive to hold people, quote, accountable for things they said like 10 years ago? Depends on their age, in my opinion. Why are so many answers and too afraid to ask? Condescending. Because it's reddit.com, my dude. How are women okay with having a baby inside their body? Maybe they're not, like, insanely autistic, like the poster of this prompt appears to be. Why are people proud of their skin color? I don't think a lot of people are proud of their skin color. I think they're probably, like, proud of their membership in certain communities. But even that, like, sometimes is stupid. If I fart, do I get lighter or heavier? Okay, you're, like, shooting particles out of your body, right? I'm gonna give this person an upvote for giving me the phrase net fart weight. I'm just gonna skip to the end. Your confusion comes from mixing up mass and weight. The fart will always have a positive mass, but the weight it generates could be negative relative to the Earth and atmosphere if it is lighter than air. An actual, understandable physics-related Reddit answer? No, not really. Literally legalized bribery? No. I don't think this person understands what lobbying is. Why am I perceived as a bad person for not liking dogs? If you're being perceived as a bad person for not liking any kind of animal, probably find better friends. Do guys care when a girl's boobs are asymmetrical? No, not me. Not anyone I know. Do older married couples still find each other attractive as they age? I actually know the answer to this one. Yes, but in a different way. I don't remember what it's called. We learned about it in psychology. It's like there's like passionate attraction at the beginning, and then it's like companionate attraction at the end. Why do people admire Gandhi even though he was sexist, racist, and creepy as hell? Because he contributed to like a positive social movement. Why does it bother people that you want to live a simple life? What? I think that's largely like seen as kind of admirable. Why do conservatives call any minority representation in media woke? Okay, first of all, don't think this is true, but I understand what they're like trying to say, and that would be because like a lot of people on the right, okay, I want to stay kind of like apolitical, but it's pretty obvious to anyone who's like lived in America that the right really does try to push a culture war narrative that oftentimes uses this as like a tool as part of its construction. Muslim women, is it okay if I compliment you on your hijab? Good question. This is like an actual question that someone might be too afraid to ask. Sure is. Put a lot of time and effort into making it work nice. Good to hear. That being said, I rarely compliment anybody on anything. Why are middle-aged men loud as fuck in public toilets? I'd imagine they're just like done with the world. They're probably they're just, you know, they're like, screw it. This is my throne. I believe at a certain point in life you just give up trying to please others, especially these middle-aged men who probably spent the last 2 decades ripping themselves apart to support their families. I'm not saying I'm like the smartest person on the face of the planet, but maybe. Why do so many Americans seem to think that Biden solely controls gas prices? Because politicians tell them that. Why is seeking mental help? Well, I'm not going to say that on stream, but I will answer it. And that is that it's because it's a really taboo topic. It shouldn't be, though. You should, like, seek mental help if you think those things, for sure. Is it bad I get jealous? I'm gonna stop you right there. Feeling a certain way, in my opinion, is a neutral thing. Do you ever feel like picking a fight with rude commenters because you're just so fucking done? I don't know if I'm so fucking done. In fact, if anything, I want more just crazy comments. But yeah, it's fun. Men, do you notice / care when a first date is chubbier than you expected? Yeah, you'd probably notice, and you'd probably care. You know, if someone presents themselves in a disingenuous way in any capacity on, like, a dating profile or whatever, I'd imagine you'd be kind of taken aback when they show up in real life and look different. Why do Redditors hate conservatives so much? I don't know. Their life experiences have painted them a picture of conservatives as, like, evil people. Which, granted, like, some of them are, for sure. Is having kids as bad as you all make it out to be? All the people with kids I know just complain about it. Okay, I don't think... Obviously, there are people who don't like their kids, but I think a lot of people kind of just complain about their kids as, like, a way of sliding easily into conversations, as, like, kind of small talk. No. Oh my god, I've been so busy with little Jimmy recently. Yesterday, he stood up on the table and started dancing. That's crazy. Why do I get embarrassed about every single little thing I do? Every little single thing. What? Why is it phrased like that? I don't care. Probably because I like some deep-seated insecurity that you should probably seek therapy for. Does a rough phase in life change your personality forever? I mean, it really depends at, like, what stage your brain development is at. But yeah, in general, I think this is probably possible. Is it true that people in USA walk inside house in shoes? Depends on the house. I don't. Do y'all ever stare at something? I know what this question's gonna ask, and yes. Holy shit, this is one of the most relatable things I've seen today. Why is it that when Russia invaded Ukraine, the whole world turned their backs against Russia, but they allowed the US to do the same thing in the Middle East? Because, like, for one, these situations are incomparable in a lot of ways, and second of all, like, the Ukrainian media and propaganda has done a very good job at, like, convincing people all over the world that Ukraine is 100% in the right. And to be clear, I'm probably, like, inclined to agree with that. But, yeah, there's a difference between the fucking, you know, war of aggression and nationalistic fervor in Russia versus, like, the US economic imperialism and expansion in the Middle East. Not to say that it's good or anything, but it's different. If you're not supposed to clean your ears with Q-tips, then what's the correct way to clean your ears? I thought you were supposed to. Dude, this song kind of goes hard. Self-cleaning. Ear cleaning tools. Extract the wax. Soft drill bit. Yeah, what? Okay, I guess I'll stop cleaning my ears with ear tips like once every 6 months. How do adults make friends? If you are a male and you are straight, you don't get any. You get your SO and that's it. That's a joke. Nah, just, like, go out to clubs or drink a lot of alcohol. Join organizations. Talk to other parents. Do shit online. I don't know. I'm not an adult. Okay, the accumulation of all these little rules over Reddit and make it annoying to post with a capital P anything on here. Anyone agree, or am I a crybaby? You're a crybaby. I'm not even gonna read the post. You might have a point, but you're a fucking crybaby, dog. Gonna cry, crybaby? Do people who live alone actually close the bathroom door when you use it? Yeah. I don't live alone, but if I live alone, I guarantee you with 100% certainty that I absolutely would do that. Also, we're getting into the, like, kind of lower upvote numbers here. That's good. We're getting into the niche stuff, the underground content, so to speak. I'm a straight man and would never want to be in a relationship with another man. Why, though? I'm turned on by gay porn and want to suck a cock. I think this is a bait post. I want to look at it, though, because this is funny. Most straight Redditor. Okay. It's like that one post. It's like, does anyone else get aroused by seeing penises? Not gay. Just think penises are hot. Are you thinking about your mortality a lot more lately? I think thinking about mortality really dampens the life experience for me, so I try not to. Why do people shame you for not wanting kids? That's a good question. I don't know. In a lot of cultures and in a lot of families that I know, kids is seen like a huge goalpost that parents should like aim towards. If you opt out of that, they might see you as like throwing away like your duty as an adult or something. I don't know. It's stupid. If you don't want kids, don't have kids. Why is making fun of short people so normalized? Gosh, my throat hurts. Because they look like Smurfs. Next question. Okay, that's mean. That's mean. 4'11"? Height and belittle me for it? I don't know. It's because people are cruel. How do women work 40 hours a week and take care of the kids? I don't know. Probably depends on the individual. How do you kindly tell charity people that you're not interested when they ask for donations? Oh, I'm sorry. I'd like to donate, but I don't have the funds on me for that right now. Or, not interested, thank you. That's another good one. Why is it considered offensive to call a black I think I would get my stream blocked if I said that title out loud, so yeah, we're not gonna do that. Does anyone else secretly wonder if Amber Heard is at least partially telling the truth? Dog, Johnny Depp did a fucked up shit in the relationship too. It wasn't a one-sided street, you know? At least from what I understand of it, because like I actually have a life. I didn't know life the Amber Heard case. But from what I've seen, some of those text messages he saw, some of his behavior, some of his words, like, were not good. Not saying that Amber Heard was in the right, to be clear. I'm just saying that it was a shit show on both ends. Was it wrong for me not to react to being called the N-word by a white man because I'm from Africa? No. Why are there term limits for elected U.S. presidents, but not for other elected officials, such as Congress? Probably because the power of like a single individual in the executive branch greatly outweighs like the power of a single individual in Congress. Do the LGBTQ communities find the Pride Month corporate rainbow logo onslaught to be insulting? I mean, I've been on Twitter and I've seen perspectives from both sides. Some people like it, some people don't. It's pretty insulting, I think, but you know, whatever. Can anyone help? Not reading that. I saw a 14-year-old girl. Fuck, man, I'm like stumbling over my words because I'm speaking at light speed for some reason. It's probably because like every word I say puts strain on my throat. The more of them I can squeeze out in a short period of time, the less my throat's gonna hurt. Does sharing your insecurities make you unattractive to your partner? I mean, it kind of depends on what the insecurities are. A lot of the time, I imagine, hopefully that's not the case. Why is it seen as okay to not like Christianity, but is Islamophobic to not like Islam? Dude, this is like a Americentric perspective, okay? A lot of this shit, okay, a lot of people, straight up, don't like either. Fine. I think there's a good argument to be made that religion is not something that's like super desirable. But like to a lot of people in the United States, it's fucking intertwined with racism, and you can't critique religion without talking about skin color and shit. Like, just get over. It's just religion. It's just fucking fiction books. What's so great about summer? It's nice outside. If we become a cashless society, won't the world basically collapse when there's an inevitable major power outage? What, like a meteor falling or something? I'm pretty sure at that point you'd have more important things to worry about than, like, making sure your credit cards work. I don't think the world will ever convert into, like, a totally cashless society. I think we could theoretically become a world where money is, like, not the main method of transaction, but maybe. I sure hope that there will still be, like, some physical currency on hand somewhere. Why am I slowly losing my empathy? I don't know. Have you recently undergone, like, brain damage or something? Alright, we'll do 2 more. We gotta find good ones. Donka, donka, donka. Okay, this is a pretty good one. This is actually just like an Am I the Asshole to your post. How do I nicely tell my coworker that she is repeating herself 5 different ways, not pausing to let others speak, rambling on, and wasting precious meeting time? Okay. If you label meeting time as precious, I immediately question your character, but let's just stick to the prompt. Nice woman. I'm dependent on her to run the project with me, but she has 0 self-awareness, and 60% of the meeting would have been more effective if she did not restate what was already discussed. I can't work around her for now and have to have her in the meetings. I don't know. Some people just like communicate in different ways. Try like talking to her instead of going to your swarm of armchair psychologists, scientists, and sociologists on Reddit.com. You know. I say literally as my arm is resting on my chair. Please do not think that the irony is lost. How... Okay. At what point is all the pride and attention over an individual's sexuality just too much? Let's read this post. What the heck? I've moved my window. I've moved every window. Wait, what the? Oh no. No, wait. Control Z. So, hold on. I see a based opinion. I want to make sure that I have, I want to have my webcam and my chat in place before I respond to it, okay? First comment, it isn't pride over who you prefer. It's pride over not being defeated by dickheads who'd see us drag behind a car. It's pride to be who we are in a world where we are still legally discriminated against. It's pride for those who fought before us and pride for those who will enjoy a better world to come. Good. Based. Yeah, that's pretty much just like the perfect answer. Okay, fine. One last one. This is juicy. It's also a little old. Does anyone feels like they are faking their trauma when they talks about it? This is actually a really interesting question. I sometimes feel that way. I don't know, like, if I've undergone trauma or whatever, but I always felt like I'm faking all my sicknesses, all my panic attacks, everything about my anxiety seemed fake. Even I had a lot of proofs, and no matter how I see it, the voice keeps yelling at me for being a faker and how people have it worse and how I'm worse for doing it. Yeah, I think that's a pretty, like, relatable feeling. This is very unfortunate. I hope, this person, like, finds a way to healthily express their traumatic experiences. I totally vibe with this. Alright, and on that kind of melancholy note, that was a stream. My throat feels like an inferno. I'm gonna probably, like, drink a bucket of water and maybe like eat a slice of pizza. So, yeah, that was fun. I had a good time. Peace.